quadrant and the problem definition is that this was some research looked at, I think it was probably the Design Council in the UK, looked at product design. And what happens is that as a project develops, although you've only incurred a little bit of cost when you're getting to sort of concept design, actually you've committed a lot more costs. What they found was that just 20% into the project, you've committed 80% of the cost. So that 1 unit of cost back here in the first early thinking stage costs 100,000 to change when you get to the production stage. And the trouble is an awful lot of people, if they're doers, tend to shift into the product and we'll work it out then, when actually the most important part is that you think it through here. So do the thinking first, don't rush into projects, because it simply costs you more to do that. In terms of idea generation, there's creativity, there's the creativity that we see out there, which we talk about the creative business, which might be artistic or cultural, music, etc. But there's also the creativity that you see in businesses like yourselves, and I'm sure that as fairly entrepreneurial people, you're fairly creative. What Ambassador did was at each of these stages, if it's not your preference, it's not where you're comfortable, he developed a series of techniques and tools. And I want to do just one little thing in terms of brainstorming and show you how the benefit of having others involved when you're trying to be creative. So out here, how many people have done brainstorming? Majority of people. What about the brainstorming rules? Can anybody give me what's important if you're trying to help a group of people brainstorm, say in your company? What are the important things?
Everything can be said.
Anything be said? Yeah. Anything else? Encourage people, yeah.
No idea is stupid idea.
Sorry?
No idea.
No, it's a stupid idea. So every idea counts, very valuable. Anything else?
You capture them.
Capture them, make sure that you've got them. Any other ideas?
No evaluation or criticism.
Excellent. No evaluation or criticism.
You need a diverse bunch in the brainstorming group.
Sorry? Diverse
Diversity
bunch.
amongst the people.
Yes, it really helps if you have lots of other people, doesn't it, to do that. So just cut things a little short. So in terms of Ambassador, no evaluation or logic. And one of the most things that we do is not necessarily about other people, it's in our own heads. We go, oh, I better not say that, that's stupid, or actually we can't afford that. And actually self-censure is probably the worst bit that we do when we're brainstorming. Relax. I can remember I put in a proposal somewhere and I put, just jokingly as I was doing it, a red wine, a glass of red wine or two. And I forgot to take it out again. They never commented. But I think something, you've got a good environment where you sit down. My colleague, give him 3 cups of coffee and he's bouncing around the room and coming up with ideas like nobody's business. So each to their own. Quantity. You want lots and lots and lots of ideas. The more ideas, the madder. Build on other people. Pictures are very useful to come up with ideas. And what I just wanted to do, because you've been sitting there for some time listening, is to actually get you to do a bit of brainstorming. I wanted to just check, has everybody got a piece of paper and a pen? Because we've got some pieces of paper and a pen. So if you just stick your hand up if you haven't got a piece of paper and a pen or would like one anyway. I'm sure the hotel would really like you to have their branded pen anyway. Promote them. Are we okay? Jolly good. Nearly there. Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you to do, on your own, no cheating, no cribbing from the person next door, is I'm going to give you a minute and I want you to come up with as many uses of water as you can think of. So off you go. got 15 seconds to go. Anything and everything. Five seconds. Okay, stop. Okay, could you count up the number of ideas that you've got? This is not a test at all, but has anybody got 10 ideas? Yep. More than 10? Yep. How many have you got? 13? 11? More than that, so we'll start with 13. So tell me your uses of water. Drinking. Can I just say my writing's appalling when I do this, but you'll know what she said it, so you'll know what it is. Swimming. Cleaning. Sorry? Cooling. Raining. Irrigation. Hydropower. Freezing. Icing. Preserving. Floating. Sinking.
And boiling.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Okay. So the person who's got 11, could you tell me anything that's not on that list that you've got?
A mirror or reflection.
Mirror.
Dilution.
Dilution.
You can walk in water.
Walk.
Washing and cleaning. I don't know if that's done.
Washing.
Destroy.
Destroy.
And you can use it as a weight. You can use it as a weight.
Weight.
A
Yep.
weight, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I had others on
They match the same as that. Okay. Somebody else who's got, there was another person who had around about 10. Can you give me any of the ones that are not already on here? Add to that. Artwork. Waterfall.
Artwork. Waterfalls. All those.
Okay.
That was one.
One. Okay. Anybody else who's got a lot of still that are not on here? Yeah. Cruising. Sailing.
All water sports.
Water sport. Skiing. Fishing. Mixer. Yep. Blessing. Put out fire. Steam. Are you adding from your list? Just hang on to the ones that you haven't already got. Yeah. Steam. Anybody else who's got 8? Anybody got? Sorry? Gardening. More from your list? Any more? Yeah. Anybody else got a fair number that are not on here? Just okay. Give me all yours.
I'll just give you one. Industrial cutting.
Industrial cutting. Okay. Anything else that we haven't got on somebody's list? Elephant squirting.
Entertaining birds.
Entertaining birds.
And repelling dogs.
Repelling dogs. Heating. Sound. Yeah. Okay. Softening. Has anybody got more drinks? Anybody got any drinks?
Feeding the animals.
Feed animals? Anything else anybody got from their list? Disinfecting. Anybody got anything really wild for me? Oh, we need a few more designers for wild ones, don't we?
Controlling riots.
Controlling riots, yeah.
Making wine.
Make wine. Children's entertainment, excellent. Was that pottering? Torturing. Excellent. I like it.
Beating people off is where it is 3 months.
What was that last one?
Beating people off where it is outside now.
You can even kill people.
Killing people? Yeah. You never know. We might need some novel ways to do that. Therapy. Therapy. Exercise. I'm not going to. I'm sure there are loads and loads more that we could have. What's interesting is that the maximum anybody could manage on their own was about 13, 14. The most I've ever come from somebody in a minute is 14, and that was going. Most people manage around sort of 3 to 6 ideas on their own. As soon as you get a group of people, I mean, I was going to try and count, but I think there's 10 there, so that's about 20, 30. One normally gets around about, strange enough, about 45 ideas. So with a group of other people, you can get loads of ideas. Now, doing this with a group of creative businesses, not the last lot, but things like drinking, I would have got, you know, lemonade, gin, coffee, tea. The point is that any one of these you could take, and there are another 100 ideas. If I start to really get you thinking about things and you to really brainstorm, I can easily get you to generate, as a small group of people, I could get you together and you could generate 100 ideas very, very quickly. Once you get into it and start going, okay, swimming. Well, there could be breaststroke, front stroke, there could be formation swimming, there could be cross-channel swimming. You can build on ideas and develop. And I believe that when you get creative people involved in your business, or you get groups of people, people bounce off each other and give people great ideas to do things. So just going back to our creative problem solving process, we were talking about generating ideas, but to me, I think that it's this part that is the most important in terms of you developing your challenge and putting your challenge together. I think you personally may, if you haven't already got a challenge, and I know there are some people who did have a challenge, that just use this process to go through, just to say, what sort of problems have we got? What are the issues in our business? Well, what do we know about it? What do we know about our customers? What could it be around that we do that? And then, okay, what is the problem that we're trying to solve? And I've come back to the fact that I think the most important thing is, what does your business need to achieve? What's your business strategy? How are you going to grow? And therefore, you can develop it, you can generate some ideas about what it might be, you can pick out the best that you think would be most likely to succeed, you can plan how that might be done in terms of structuring this, and I'll give you a structure. You've then got to sell it to the team here. Is your challenge one that's really worth having? After that, you've got to sell it to the creative in a sense. When we did our speed dating, we had 5 minutes for the business to talk about themselves, which was very good for them to learn to do that. Very good for the creatives because we gave them 5 minutes to talk about themselves. They then had 5 minutes to talk about the particular project. And then each side got to choose who they'd like to work with. And it worked really well because it's just like dating. The chemistry's got to be right. I know you've got to have, does the person have the skills? Do they really understand my business? But it's also, do we get on with them? So it is very much like a marriage, and when it works well, like Caroline's, it works extremely well. So you've got this process to go through yourself to come up with your challenge, but I think once you've got the challenge and you're working with a designer, you're getting them to come in here. And I had a thought that it could be that actually you really want to be up here. So actually you don't have something well formed in some ways, like Caroline had. You actually need a creative person to help you explore the idea. So it may be in sort of the relatively early stages that you're looking for somebody to do that. You may want help with them defining it. You may simply want somebody who's going to come up with some creative ideas. I think you have to think about the fact that you may tend to be somebody who just wants to get on and do. And the opposite of that is the